private jets, taking trips. Come back at 6, wake me and your child. And then won't lay today, make me wonder who you might have been playing with. Makes me wonder who you think.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be installing this 30-inch body wave wig from Tuneful Hair. This is some of the stuff that I came with. It came with a wig band as well. I just forgot to show that part. This is some plucking and bleaching that I did. So I'm just moving the wig cap to the edge of my hairline just so I know how I want my install to be placed. After being satisfied with the placement, I then start to cut with some scissors. You can use whatever you prefer. I prefer the hairdresser scissors just because they get closer to the edge of the wig cap. I like to make sure that I clean the edges of the wig cap with rubbing alcohol just to make sure the hairspray is gone. And then this is optional as well, but I like to cut the combs out of the wig because it just like lays better when you do your install. Here's a close-up of the plucking and bleaching. I like to over bleach a little bit just because I think it gives a more natural look. Now I'm just trying to see how I want my install to be placed because placement is very important when you're installing. You don't want to give too much forehead and too little eyebrow. So just make sure you always get your placement correctly. Now I'm going to cut the excess lace off where I can have some ear space. I try to cut slowly and not too crazy just because I want it to be precise. Now cutting the other side is a little more difficult for me, so I try to cut as slowly as possible, and then I also try to rip pieces little by little just so I don't do any extra damage. Now I'm just going to check to see if I need to cut any excess stuff off, like wig caps or any lace. Just cut it off. This is optional, but I'm going to start waxing all the hair to the back just so I can see how the hairline is going to be laid when I place the install. I literally use Erica J for all my installs. This is my favorite glue, 10 out of 10. While laying the glue down, you do want to make sure you're spreading it evenly and making sure they are thin. You do not want no clumpy glue on your install. It's not going to look right, okay? Just make sure you're spreading it thin and evenly. Before moving on to the next layer, make sure the first layer is clear. Also, I'm going in with my Ruby Kisses Cream Foundation, shade 11. I'm using a makeup lace brush. This is my first time using it. I think it was pretty nice. And I'm just, spreading it all throughout the whole wig just to make sure it matches the wig cap. So now I'm just going to start installing, but I'm not going to seam anything in yet. I repeat, I'm not seaming anything in. It might look like it, but I'm not. Just trying to see the outline of everything. But now I am going to start seaming everything in. So I'm going to use a rat tail comb and I'm just going to push everything back. After pushing everything back, I do go back and I press everything in just to make sure it's like set. I'm just putting on the wig band and I am going to be using 2 wig bands just because I like to make sure I'm getting a nice melt. You can't really tell because I was sitting down, but I'm just showing the thickness and how it's 30 inches. if it needs to be plucked, pluck it. Pluck to your liking and how you would like your hairline to look.
Now it's time to decide, do I do a middle part or a side part? Doing a side part was a little bit of a struggle, but I tend to think of a C shape and I just go off from there. Once I get the vision for my side part, I just start hot combing everything, just how I'm going to be styling it. Once I get the idea of the side part that I'm doing, I like to make sure the front piece is kind of separated from the back, just to make sure you could see that it's a side part. When you are hot combing, make sure you are doing it very slow and precise, just to make sure the hot comb gets through everything. I'm going to be hot combing for a minute just because I like to make sure that everything is laid and it's not looking like a helmet and it's not poofy. So yeah, make sure you hot comb and do it slow. Another tip for a flatter look is to part your hair into sections and hot comb those sections slow and precise as you would if you were hot combing the side part. As the video goes on, you're going to notice that I do try to fix my parting and I do a lot of hot combing. An hour has passed and I'm just taking the wig bands off. I'm going to take my lace spine adhesive spray and just spray it on the lace one more time, or a couple more times actually. After that, we're going to lay it down one more time before we start styling. This time we'll wait about 15 minutes. To give it that shiny look, I'm putting BioSilk, the light version, throughout the whole install. If you see little white marks like these, do not worry. That just means the glue wasn't fully dry. What I tend to do is I press them in a little bit, and by the next time I cut the lace or I lay it down, it should be gone. Now I am using the same cream foundation I had used earlier, but on the hairline. Also pay attention of how much makeup you are applying to your hairline. You do not want to overdo the makeup because then your install will not last as long as you want it to last. Now I'm going to start cutting the lace in sections and then cutting off the excess. I also like to pull the lace up just a little bit just to make sure I'm getting the very edge of the lace. Now this is what the install is looking like without any spritz. I'm going to use this melting spray to spray the hairline. I do this a couple of times and it's the same thing with the melting spray. Please let it dry before adding on another layer. Now that I see how it looks laid, I do like to go back in and pluck a little bit more of the hairline off just to give it that more natural looking look. Now, this is where I start trying to do my side edge, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. It was a little bit tricky, but I'm gonna show y'all how to finesse it, okay? So pay close attention. I am using some more spritz just because I like to make sure it's really melted, and then I do wipe the excess spray off. While in the middle of taking this band off, I did not know that some of my hair was stuck in the back, and I got so scared because I thought I pulled some of my hair off. Okay, now this is where I start finessing the side edge. Like I said, pay close attention. I usually curl my baby hairs down, but this time I tried curling them up, and to be honest, this outcome was really nice. Every time I get these ebb and melt sprays, the red or black one, the nozzle always stops working. Like I always gotta open it and use the straw. It be so irritating sometimes, but it still works. Well guys, sadly it is getting close to the end, but I also realized that I did not get any footage of me finessing my baby hairs, but here's a video. You young nigga preach.